Hey, this is Peter coming at you, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Boy, am I excited! I am on a couple of different. Start out with the healthy, wealthy, and wise. I've also got the boy. I'm excited. Facebook page, and boy, I'm excited. YouTube. Hopefully, I'm on live on each one of those right now through StreamYard. Should be a link somewhere. I'm not. I'm all new to this, but there's a deal that you can save $10, and I get a little bit of change from if you'll join the StreamYard. If you want to check out StreamYard, it's really pretty simple to use. I figured it out. I'm not a genius. You can figure it out, but it's really convenient. It's really easy. I got the lowest package where you can only share 3. If you get the more pro package, whatever it is, you can share more streams. I don't really have that many channels, but anyway, it's been a different day for me. I guess I'm technically sick. I don't know. I don't really get sick. I don't. I've had some issues. I had to drive all over town to. I'd like to go to Aldi's and get ginger tea, what is it, Jeremy tea, and they were out, and so I went a couple of different places and didn't find it there, and finally went to Kroger and got me some pretty good orange ginger tea, and it seems to have really done a number on me. It's some really good stuff. Got a cup right here. Anyway, I've been reading this book, Money Isn't a Problem, You Are, by Gary M. Douglas and Dr. Dane Heer, Heer. I guess that's how you pronounce that. It's a different book. I've made it through about halfway. There's very few books that I like to read 10, 15 minutes at a time, usually in a book. It takes me a while to digest a book. I've read half this book today. I plan on finishing it. I'm going to read this book today. It's one of those that's just hard to put down. It has a lot of good. And one of the things he talks about is kind of hit me between the eyes, and I think it's very true that all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. And he talks about that what comes real easy for you. And I think it's very true. He makes a point that we take stuff for granted. He was doing upholstery, and he had this knack. He could look at people's carpet and their drapes and the color scheme in the room, and he would go and say maybe 6 months later, but he would spot the fabric that to cover the chairs and the upholstery and stuff that would just blend perfect with that and accent that room or whatever, go proper color. And he states he wouldn't charge that much for it because he didn't think it was any big deal. Come to find out, it was a big deal. I couldn't do it. A lot of people can't do it. And his main point was you got things that you take for granted that just come super easy for you, and it's your God-given gift. And of course, I don't think he used the word God. I'm not sure. I think he might be an atheist. I'm not sure. Anyway, he's got some different thoughts, but it kind of hit me between the eyes and I believe he is correct that there's things that just come real easy for us, and we think they come easy for everybody, and they don't. It's your God-given gift. That's your talent, and you ought to be charging for it. And that's what he said in the upholstery world, that he could have made a lot more money than what he made. And he talked about several gifts he has. And I know, with your kids and with your grandkids, I've got grandkids that are just gifted. And I got one kid that can organize stuff. He comes in my office. I just love it. And I can't do it. I mean, I clean off my desk and 30 minutes later, it's almost back to where it was. I mean, I'm not, but he is just super organized, and he can organize stuff, and he doesn't do anything with it because he just thinks it's nothing, but it's a true gift and it's a true talent, and people would pay for that. And he's in positions that in management and stuff, I know that he's using that gift, but he could be doing a business with that gift. And that's my thing to you. And The other thing he said, you know, what if you went totally out of control? And the world, and there again with that gift and with different things that we are taught to restrain ourselves. We are taught to, you know, don't offend anybody, don't do this, don't do that, follow the rules. But what if you went totally out of control and used your gift and threw all yourself, kind of through, uh, whatever they say, to the wind, and use your gifts? And what if you went totally out of control? And it just, oh, it's a good book. It's a good book. Anyway, also, like I said, with that, I don't know if you listened to me yesterday. I went to the emergency room last night at 9. I got my, I'm not going to show this totally because it's got my date of birth, and it's the deal that they put on you when you go in the hospital. I saved it because it's got the time and the number that, but I checked in at 9:18 into the emergency room, went up to the window and told the lady I was having a stroke. I thought that, you know, the world was spinning. I was throwing up. And I mean, just all of a sudden, it wasn't like I was sick. I'd been sick or anything, and I hadn't been sick. And like I say, I kind of felt like crap today, but I feel real good right now. I think it's because of the tea. But anyway, I sat in there till 2 a.m. and never saw a doctor. And I finally stood up and I said, this is nonsense. I'm going home. And I walked up to the window and I told the lady, I said, oh, it's a good thing I wasn't stroking out because I'd be dead in your floor right now. I'm going home. And she didn't really say anything. I just turned around and walked out. But the nature of the what I call today is take care of yourself. Also, Ben, as we speak, they are meeting in Switzerland for the World Economic Forum. Listen to some of them talks if you want to have your hair curl. That they, you know, my hair don't curl too easy, but some of this stuff was just, you know, the stuff they're throwing at you that, you know, they're going to take away your food and you're going to be eating chemicals that they grow in. One guy talked, I'll mention this thing. He said the rice paddies where they've grown rice for thousands of years in China and the Orient and all that, when they grow this rice, they smash down the old rice and they flood it. And this makes methane gas. And this methane gas is running the atmosphere. Give me a break. I mean, if this isn't one of the most natural things. CO2, it's been proven that the higher your CO2 goes, the more your plants grow and the better off we are. We breathe out CO2. The plants use CO2 and they produce oxygen. This is a bunch of nonsense I've ever heard. But anyway, this is what the world leaders are meeting about. And they're talking about, you know, actually putting people in jail for making laws against fishing and planning and all kinds of just basic stuff. They want control over it. They want control over you. And I'm a little out of control right now, but I'll be honest with you, I don't care if we don't speak up. And the other thing I shared on my Facebook, my private Facebook page, I don't know, I think I put it in the boy, I'm excited. I'll try to share it in the other places. But as one of the ladies talking with the World Economic Forum, and they said, we've done a real good job of promoting this, blah, 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 and all this. But the people in the polls in all the countries, people aren't buying it. They're not going along with it. The polls show that the people do not agree with it. People think they're lying. And she said, if we don't lead this, we're going to have a hard time doing this. And the message was that, and this was a message from the YouTube, that the people have the power. And yes, you do have the power. But if you sit on your loins and you're silent and you just go along with whatever, they will take that power away from you. But I've said forever, and I believe it's definitely true, that evil exists. But there's laws. One law, they have to tell you what they're doing. And the other law is, and if you listen to them, they tell you what they're doing. The other law is you have to voluntarily go along with it. They cannot make you go along with it. If you will plant your flag and you will stand your ground and say, no, I'm not doing it, they cannot force you to it. And they know it. It's the law of the universe that you have to voluntarily go along with what they do. And if you don't, they can't make you. And if we will stand up and stand for our rights and stand for what's right, then we have the power, and they know it. And they are powerless against us. And if you will stand your ground and do the right things, then we will triumph. And I believe that with all my heart. And I believe that there is a massive movement rising up. That if you see people in the polls and all this, that they know we're being lied to. We're being taken advantage of. But the people have the power. And if the people will stop and do the next right thing, we will be triumphant. I believe that with all my heart. Anyway, I believe this book would speak to you. It's not a money problem. I've said for a long time, I do a lot of volunteer work with the homeless. We're doing a warming shelter right now, and I'm kind of been asked not to come because of my situation. And I don't think I'm contagious. I don't know. But anyway, out of respect, I'm not there. But I work with a lot of homeless, a lot of disadvantaged people. And I've said for the last 2 or 3 years, it's not a money problem. It's not a physical problem. It's a spiritual problem. We are spiritually broken. Until we get back, one of the things I wrote, and this was just rose up inside me. I'm starting to get emotional just saying this. And you may think it's crazy, but I wrote down, create the perfect human being. And I believe with everything I'm worth that we can. Am I perfect? Hell no. We can strive it as a goal, and we can become better and better and better. And we can work on each other, and we can improve each other. But if we sit back on our loins and we just do nothing and take what they give us, it won't happen. But I believe in you, and I believe in me, and I believe we can make a difference. But if you will, and I'm going to continue voicing my voice and trying to make a difference. There's no try to it. I will make a difference. You can't tell me there's not somebody in the sound of my voice right now making a difference. Heed to it. You have to volunteer to go along with them. If you say no, they are powerless against you. You have to say no. Anyway, this is Peter coming at you, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I love you. Boy, am I excited. God bless.